Alright, it's time to play the final game in the Wizardry trilogy. Well, it's technically the second, because they put it out of order in this collection, but since everything is the same in each game, you'll hardly ever remember which game you're actually playing. Alright, this theme song is boring, so let's just get right to the point. Unlike the other games, this one actually has a story, so you actually know why you are where you are and what you're supposed to be looking for. The Staff of Nilda was the finest example of its creator's forging. Oh, come on. Did you honestly expect me to read that fast? Skill. When properly used, it rendered the city of Zilligamen invulnerable. The staff projected a force field totally impervious to any physical or magical attack. Those who wanted to threaten Lilligamen could not approach the city, while those who came with goodwill could enter and leave freely. It was the perfect defense, but it had one fatal flaw. Those born in Lilligamen were unaffected by the staff. Thus it was possible for the evil Dalphus, aided by the forces of darkness, to seize the throne and slay the royal family. Fortunately, the young Princess Marga and her brother Prince Xavier, or Alivar, who the beep cares, survived the bloody coup. They find the only thing that can defeat him, which is a suit of armor called the Knight of Diamonds. And the resulting battle brought the entire castle down, and the Knight of Diamonds and the staff were lost. So I guess it's safe to assume that you're going to be looking for this armor and the staff. I assume this game is going to be exactly like the first two, so I'm just messing with the options to see if something fun will happen. Once again, you have the same graphics and the same locations to go to. So if you already know how to play, this game's going to be easy to set up. And now, I don't know if this ever happened in the PC or Nintendo versions, but this seems to have a really flawed calculator, as I seem to have 48 points to distribute among my character to make him this super soldier. Normally, you should not be able to go past 19. Alright, now I've equipped everything, and it's time to go search out my adventure. Oh my god, did I fall into an Atari game? That's what I get for messing with the options before jumping into the game. The other option you can do is choose to have the map spell gone completely. Yes, because nothing says this game is going to be so much easier without a map. So when you activate your map spell, what do you get? You get north a number, east a number. This is your location on the grid. A grid that you should be drawing by yourself because you have your map spell off. So if you enjoy doing that by hand and hoping that you don't screw up and get lost completely, have fun. Let's just start exploring again, and you'll find creatures like vampire bats, giant freaking hippos, and even old men carrying bells that you can whoop on. Shortly after starting, you'll run into the plot and meet the goddess Gilda, who will want you to search for her staff. But in order to do this, she wants you to find 5 things and 7 tasks, and you have no idea what these are. Well, I'm just going to spoil them for you. The 5 pieces are the 5 pieces of armor, and the 7 tasks are the 7 keys and locked doors. And now it's time for the walkthrough. First, you'll just wander aimlessly across the first floor until you find a corroded key. Then you'll search the ground for what you think is a magical item. Nope, it's a fake out. It's that lovable Murphy's ghost from all the other Wizardry games. You'll eventually find the first boss, the Cobalt King, who will give you a badge. Then start looking for the stairs and start going after the second floor. You need your corroded key to find a man who wanted the Orc King dead, and by giving him the gory badge as proof, he will give you a weird emblem. Now, at the beginning of the game, there was a door you couldn't get through without being pushed back because you weren't affiliated with the people inside. But wearing that emblem lets you walk straight through the door without getting attacked by the monsters that guard the door. Why they were pushing you back in the first place and not stabbing you in the face, I don't know. Search out a man who will trade your corroded key for an ebony key. Whatever you do, do not inspect the ebony key. Otherwise it will become cursed and you'll have to sell it to cure yourself, and you'll have to go through the entire trading process again to get it back. Then go back upstairs and trade your ebony key for the cloister key. Run up to the 3rd floor and collect your mithril key by trading your weird emblem. The only problem? Once you've traded away, you can no longer go through the door on the 1st floor. So you have to seek out the Orc King, fight him, get the gory badge, go back up to the 2nd floor, trade it for the weird emblem, and to go back down to the 1st floor to be able to go through the door. You had better have a good memory. Then explore everywhere as much as possible until you can level up your characters. Oh, and there's a secret to leveling up characters in this game. Can you guess what it is? It's something that only works if you have an emulator. But first, set your turbo button for the game and put it somewhere on your keyboard or controller. Next, find your emulator's fast forward button. Seek out Murphy's Ghost when you're at least level 5, and then let the fun begin. First, as soon as he appears, put your finger and hold it on that turbo button, and then quickly hit the fast forward button. Poof! Battle is over in less than half a second. Finally, search the room and go back out, and Murphy's Ghost will immediately attack you again. Press your fingers on the turbo and fast forward button, and you can level up like this and save yourself hours of gameplay. Oh, but that's not the only secret, but more on that later. One of the most frustrating aspects of this game is the number of teleporters there are. You'll always randomly teleport, and sometimes you'll even be on a spinner and not know you haven't teleported. For instance, there are 3 doors here on the 2nd floor, and 2 of them teleport you to different areas on the same floor. Another trap is when you see a block and think that there's going to be an item there or somebody there to talk to, but instead, nope, it's a chute and it takes you right down to level 4 where there are some high powerful monsters you're not prepared to deal with. Then I feel like my character must have pounded away tons of ale because as soon as I stumble out of the darkness, it looks like I'm totally drunk based on the design of this room. Right next to the nun that yells at you, you'll find a wishing well that you can drop $5,000 into. Don't do this unless you want to teleport right back into town. You'll come across a fountain later in the game. You can send one person in at a time, but this isn't usually a good idea. It appears to have no positive effects and is just a trap meant to torment you. Sometimes nothing happens, but most of the time you'll either get poisoned, stunned, or turned to stone. On the first floor, once you find this note, turn to the right and then keep going straight until you find the armor. You'll have to defeat it in order to be able to wear it. Once you've defeated the armor, you should immediately put it on, as it will generate hit points for you as you wander around, as well as give you the spell to heal people. After defeating it, go down the stairs and find this room. With your mithril key, you'll be able to get past this blinding glare and go and fight the next enchanted piece. Then you go downstairs and find you can't go any further because there are 4 keyholes, and you don't have a key that fits, even though you have so many keys already. Go to the 3rd floor and find the chute to the east of the map. Fall down it and be on the 4th floor, where you should search for the master key. Trade the mithril key for the master key. The master key will open the door with the 4 keyholes, but to get there, you need to go through the glare, which only the mithril key will get you through, and you just traded that key away. In order to get the mithril key again, you have to go and fight the orc, get his badge, go upstairs, trade it to the guy to give you the weird emblem, and then trade the weird emblem for the mithril key. But then, you're trapped out of the 1st floor again, so you gotta go back and fight the orc, trade again for the weird emblem so you can go through the 1st floor to go back to where the mithril key unlocks it, to go back to where the 4 keys are for the master key. Did you get all that? But wait, that's not all. In order to be able to trade with these people, you have to go and find them by unlocking the doors with the other keys, the other 3 keys in the game that you've already traded away, which means you have to go and find them again as well. Actually, ignore that last minute, that was a lie. I was just trying to see if I could make you think this game was more confusing than it already was. You see, once you have the master key, it unlocks every door in the game. But of course, you should get a 2nd master key and then store it at someone at the end who is not in your party. Otherwise, if your character or the party dies, you have no keys and will have to start this entire search all over again. You know what? Screw that. Let's just play with some of the options for a bit.